Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we have another episode of Wacky YouTube. If I seem a little off, I apologize. I'm just super drained right now. Anyways, today we're gonna be looking at a channel called Cool 3D World. Thank you guys so much for all the recommendations you left me in the comments. I have a list based on what you guys recommended to me saved on my computer, so that'll be coming up. So since last time the video was a little bit creepy, at least in my perspective, I know a lot of you found the videos funny, but I wanted to do something a little bit more light. So the videos I'm going to be showing are kind of funny or weird to me more than creepy, like the first episode of this series. So let's just start watching. The Magician 2. That video was so weird, but I think one of the things that weirds me out the most is the person's face, like how small his face is compared to the rest of his head. I mean, like, look at this. Like, the proportions are freaking me out. And I think one of the wackier things about these kinds of videos is the things that appear out of nothing, like out of nowhere, that are so random, like the toilet and then the piece of shit that turns into a bird and then he's on the fucking chandelier or whatever. I honestly don't know what to say. I have seen some videos like this appear on my Facebook feed, sometimes like with no context, and I didn't know it was from this channel, but it's kind of funny now looking at this channel knowing where all these videos came from. I don't even know what to say about that, especially the music too. I don't know. Good God. Okay, the next one is called Men in Chairs 2. I feel like the funny thing about this one is that it is my mood precisely, like all the guys on the chairs screaming. I always lose my shit when there's the guy on the chair like slamming down on the piano. I don't know why that's funny, but at the same time I also feel like I'm the guy just hanging from the chandelier. I don't know, I overall feel like this particular video is something that I strongly relate to, probably for all the wrong reasons, but I just love this one. I don't know, I just feel like that's what is happening inside my brain at any given point. Do you relate? Next one is called Button Man. This one's a little bit creepy, like the face of some, like, you'll see. Okay, so I feel like that one gets dark real fast. So first of all, I always think it's weird when there's the foot instead of like any kind of genitalia. And then the part that does creep me out is the face and the teeth, like when they press the like boob or peck buttons, when it turns it goes like, and I'm just like, ugh, gross. Like, it just grosses me out. No. But then it gets so dark, like when it's like it turns like literally dark and you see it hanging like that in that tense position. It just reminds me of like Abu Ghraib type shit, you know, how they tie you in like tension positions that hurt you more, whatever. I'm not going to get into it, but it just reminded me of some dark war type kind of torture, which really freaked me out. But maybe that's just like where my brain goes. This one was just weird to me. The egg turning into like a butterfly person. I don't know. I feel like if Alice in Wonderland were to be remade by someone on YouTube, it'd probably be something made by the person who runs this channel, to be honest. Okay, here's the last one, and this one's called Cupcake. Okay, so I hadn't watched this one previously. The other three I did. This one I didn't. I don't know what to say. I do have goosebumps, which I get from either secondhand embarrassment or like when something grosses me out. I think this one's the grossing out type thing. Like, I'm not super squeamish or whatever, but the fact that so much of this is based around literal shit makes me uncomfortable. No, but aside from that, honestly, one of the things about this one that I feel really makes me feel uncomfortable, and not in a scared kind of way, but just like it's uncomfortable to watch, is that their skin looks either like it's some kind of meat rather than just like normal, regular kind of homogeneous skin. And if it's not that, it also looks like burned skin, like when you get 3rd-degree burns, and that's also what really creeped me out, because I'm like, what happened to you? What was weird was like when you go into the guy's head and then it gets dark for a second, then you're like in the middle of this like icy forest with all these like larger people barely moving, just like moving their arms, and then there's the cupcake again, the shit cupcake. I genuinely have no idea what's happening. And the weird thing about this is that you could really easily make a very visually pleasing, calming, you know, perhaps something that's also good for anxiety to watch, that's random, entertaining kind of thing. But it's funny how so many of these channels choose to make something like really weird, sometimes perverted, sometimes uncomfortable kind of situation for entertainment. And especially since they have these kinds of nonsensical plots, and maybe the plots make complete sense, but to the average person watching this, they're not going to be like, oh, of course it makes sense because this and this. So honestly, you know what I think would be really interesting? Interviewing one of the people who makes this and ask if it's just like pure shit posting or if there's something else behind it, because I can't imagine that everyone is shit posting. Like, I'd want to know even just like how they came up with these kinds of things, don't you think? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Wacky YouTube. I hope this was entertaining. Let me know what you guys thought about these videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to my patrons as always, and let's get right into the fan art.